Now News Extra here on KNEB. We're at 7:51 and 47 degrees. Our program is brought to you by Gering Civic Center. Here again is Kevin Mooney.
Thank you very much, Dennis. Good morning, everyone. This is Medical Laboratory Professionals Week, and we're going to learn a little bit about the lab services over at Regional West. We have Craig Krentz here. He's the Executive Director of Ancillary Services over at Regional West, but he's worked 15 years in the lab over at the hospital, and overall in his lifetime, 26 years with some kind of relation to lab services, right?
Yes, indeed. I graduated college in 1991 and started that year in the laboratory and didn't exit until 2017.
Wow. It's pretty good.
Yes.
It's pretty good. So when we talk in lab services, tell us what all does that involve? Oh,
yes. You're talking everything from testing of tissues, biopsies, things, pap smears, things like that, to body fluids, blood, things like that. So there's a lot that goes into it.
Yeah. And it's a full-service lab. It's open every hour of the day, right?
It is. Yeah, we never close down.
So you have people that do the night shift?
Yes, indeed.
And they get paid more than the people in the day shift?
They get a shift differential.
They get a shift different. They do.
Yes.
Really? Okay.
Yes, indeed.
All right. The importance of all these lab results, big time on medical decisions, right?
Yes. I have read that it's as much as 70% of the decisions that are made as far as patient treatment goes can be based on lab results.
All right. So it's really the first thing that the doctors need in order to kind of figure out what's going on with everybody.
Yes.
Whether you're doing a physical or there's something wrong with you or whatever the situation.
That's true.
Whatever the situation is. And the idea here, if you want to get these results back as soon as possible, so how long before you go through the whole process? And there's a big process here, but how long does it usually take to get a result?
I would say most of what we do we can have done same day, but there are certain things that are going to take 2, 3, 4, 5 days, sometimes even longer. There are some lab tests that take weeks to complete, but the vast majority we can get it done same day.
All right. So you guys do it well, and you do it conveniently, and you've got partnerships with a number of hospitals and physician clinics and that type of thing, right?
We do. Yeah, in the Panhandle, we service the critical access hospitals that exist, for instance, Kimball and Sydney and Bridgeport and Alliance and those places. And we support them by helping them perform lab testing that they don't do at their facilities, which shortens the turnaround time, meaning those physicians can get their results a little bit faster.
Yeah.
If we do it in Scottsbluff as opposed to send it somewhere else.
Right. And you have couriers bringing those lab results back and then back to the hospital, right?
We do. Yes. We have couriers running the roads every day, with the exception of Sunday. And they're going out, picking up specimens, bringing them back. And it's important because many of those specimens they're time sensitive. And so you can't let them set too long, otherwise they're no good and you have to recollect them. So what our drivers do is critical. Not only are they out there picking up specimens and getting them back to us safely, they're like customer service for Regional West. Many of those places don't know folks from Regional West, but they know our couriers.
Yeah. So they're over there, and they those couriers make sure we get those results to everybody pretty fast. Now, the areas we serve with the couriers and the specimens, it's not only Scottsbluff, Bridgeport, Morrill, that type of area, but an area that's bigger than that, right?
Right. Probably roughly 500 miles each direction, east and west. So we touch all of Wyoming, we touch western South Dakota, we go across Nebraska, and we touch western Iowa as well.
So it's a big, big area. All right. We will be back after this break to talk a little bit more about lab services and lab professionals over at Regional West.
Let your wedding reception be a truly memorable celebration by holding it at the Gering Civic Center's elegant, column-free ballroom. Your planning will be helped by a professional staff who are dedicated to your event. The meat shop will delight your food senses with traditional or ethnic menus. There are no room or service fees with food purchases. Call 436-6888 or GeringCivicCenter.com. The Gearing Civic Center, the center of it all.
110 something.
All right, we are back on News Extra. We're talking to Craig Krentz, the Executive Director of Ancillary Services over at Regional West. This is Medical Laboratory Professionals Week, and we're talking about all the people that are at the hospital that help out with getting lab results done and completed and getting those results back to the doctors and physicians in this entire region. There's well over 100 people that work on this, right?
Yes, sir. Yeah, there's well over 100 people that are lab employees at Regional West and in other places around where we have offsite employees who are doing the same thing.
All right. And these employees, especially when at this time when people are recognizing them through this week, they're doing fundraisers, they're doing a bunch of other things, right?
Yeah. Laboratory Professionals Week is a good time. And one of the things I'm really proud of the lab team about is I think this is the 8th consecutive year that leading up to Lab Professionals Week, they've done an in-house bake sale at Regional West. And then they present that money to Dr. Bjorling and the Festival of Hope during Lab Week. And so they presented a check for $1,616 earlier this week, which is pretty remarkable for a one-day bake sale.
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah.
So a lot of people were up there.
A lot of people cooking, a lot of people eating.
Yeah, that's for sure. All right. Some of the other things, one of the things you guys, sir, you mentioned on the FM that you guys not only have clients that are hospitals, physician clinics, home health agencies, nursing homes, but you help law enforcement and veterinarians as well, right?
Yes, that's true. Yep. There will be occasions where we have veterinarians around western Nebraska. You know, many of them do some limited, a small menu of tests inside their own labs in their clinics, but sometimes there's tests they need to have run that they don't do in their clinic, and so they'll send them to us.
All right. And you do some lab results for the police and
we do
sheriff and that kind of thing.
Yep, most of that would be related to something post-mortem, so autopsy-related things like that, where we have coroner requests for certain lab tests.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, it's a wonderful thing you guys do, and with the medical labs and so forth. And Craig is not only in charge of the labs, but tell us all those stuff that you supervise.
Oh, okay.
As Director of Ancillary Services.
Right. So part of my areas of responsibility include lab, but then there's also imaging, pharmacy, cardiopulmonary, and rehab.
So, so you're in charge of a lot.
Yes, I have a great team overall. I told them, I think last week, sometimes I think they make me look very good because I'm still learning, and there's a lot to learn to do that, but I have a great management team. The directors in those areas are really strong.
All right. Very good. Well, you guys all do a great job, and we appreciate all you do, especially in getting lab results to us quickly so doctors can make intelligent decisions. Craig Krentz today. He's the Executive Director of Ancillary Services. This week, again, Medical Laboratory Professionals Week. Thanks for coming in.
Thank you for having me.
You bet.